This is Black Watch with Commanding General Yahanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man ain't make man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Me. Most High in Christ, clap it up. Commander General Yahanna. We'll be here in 1 second. We'll get it on. We're here tonight once again. General Mayat, give him a hand. General, how's that? Yeah. Officer Morale, Officer Ugaya, Officer Ibad, Officer Yana Kwan. You got Delaware in the house. Give Delaware a hand. All right. Rocking and rolling. Delaware camp. Getting it on. We're going to wait for 1 second. Commander General Yahanna will be right with us. We'll go through all of the stories, solve all of the problems, reveal all of the mysteries, all right? Just stand by. Give me that cop story about the cop selling drugs, all right? We'll start with that one. And then Commander General Yahanna will be here to do the rest of them, all right? We got the sisters. Don't forget them. Right here, Sawana. Wait a minute. Delaware, get it on. Where you from, sis? Delaware, give her a hand. She's rocking and rolling. All right. We'll start the cop story. Of course, every week we have a story about a cop murdering somebody, selling drugs to somebody. We'll do another one right now. Whenever you're ready, Officer, you die. Let's get it rocking.
Con. FBI arrests 2 Columbus narcotics officers on drug charges.
What's the priest name in Columbus, Ohio? Running things down. Someone type in the priest in Columbus, Ohio. Running things in Columbus, Ohio, man. That's a hardcore warrior right there.
I think it's not Alabama.
Noctazar Alabama.
Yeah.
Give Noctazar Alabama a hand, man. Napatazar. That's it. Napata. The priest's name is Napatazar Alabama. He's running things for Commanding General Yahanna in Columbus, Delaware, man. That's his city. Well, in Columbus, Ohio, there's a cop down there who they caught. The FBI did a sting, and they caught him selling drugs in Columbus, Ohio, which is something the UPK has been saying, man, since, Fort Apache, the Bronx in New York, that the drug trade cannot exist and proliferate to the extent that it has and grow to the extent that it has without the help of cops, without the police department directly profiting from the sale of drugs. And that is the reason that drugs have grown to the level that it has grown to where now the doctor is selling you drugs. Now you're getting your drugs direct from the doctor, and just like the police, because doctors are in on the drug trade, you're getting all of the Oxycontin you want. Because the people in regular society, the people that are supposed to regulate the drug, which is why the opioid epidemic has killed so many oppressors, because the doctor is in on it. You could not have had the opioid crisis without, you couldn't have had the proliferation of street drugs without the police being in on it. Read the story.
2 narcotics officers who serve on the police force in Ohio's capital city have been arrested by the FBI on charges connected to the distribution of fentanyl and attempts to smuggle other drugs, federal prosecutors announced Wednesday.
Like, I don't know what the hell that fentanyl is. I keep hearing about it.
It must be delicious.
That must be cinnamon. It must be cinnamon in that fentanyl. Because what is it? I keep hearing about it every day, and it seems like you just drop dead the minute you smoke it.
Right. Which makes others want to try it.
That's why it's so popular.
That's right.
You die. Explain fentanyl to the brothers in the school, please.
Oh, if I may, sir, fentanyl is, the new thing that they lace in the weed with now, sir.
Fentanyl's in the weed?
Oh, yeah, they
So
lace
it's
in the
like,
weed with
the
fentanyl now.
PCP is like wet then.
But worse.
Damn. Hold on, Captain Akkad. I ain't see you over there. You're Captain Akkad, hand.
What's up, Cat? The deal,
Go
baby.
ahead, Akkad. They putting the fentanyl in the heroin. Oh, okay, but now cutting it, is it stronger than the heroin? Damn. So they mixing it with the heroin. It's stronger than the heroin, and it's killing you the minute you shoot it up, I guess. Which makes it popular. All right. So the cops are selling fentanyl, and where do you get fentanyl at? Where the hell you buy that at? I don't even understand it.
They say China. It mostly come from China because of their lack of restrictions.
I got you. So they ship it in here from China, mix it with the heroin. You drop dead on the spot, which makes the next person want to buy double the amount.
That's right.
Marab.
By Mesa, they mix it with heroin and weed. So
Okay,
the
so
rappers,
they just do it to just spike the potency of whatever drug.
because it does the same thing with marijuana now that it does with heroin. It makes you need it like the same way. So
Damn.
rappers in their songs, they say, "Do you want to get rich? Buy fentanyl." Because
They
you
want
put
to
it
get
in
rich
weed,
by
you
fentanyl.
put it
They
in
put
your
so
heroin.
you can put it in the
in marijuana,
heroin.
which regular people buy,
right,
and it'll make them need it the same way you need heroin.
and you can go buy fentanyl the same way they buy cocaine or anything else.
I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing, sir.
Delaware, no. How you get your fentanyl? Delaware, like Jimmy on 115th Street.
All I know, sir,
Jimmy got the
his name
best
is Tim
fentanyl.
Tyrone.
I'm joking. Delaware does not use fentanyl. He fights against fentanyl.
So I was trying to find out where does it come from. It's synthesized from opium. So
Oxycontin, same thing.
yeah.
Here, it's similar to it. You want to bring it out? Okay, there you go. Okay, solid.
So
All
it's
right.
synthesized opium. Now, is that the reason why they can't out here shooting everybody the hell up?
It seems like
They
it.
get high off this fentanyl with the weed and with the heroin and shoot everybody up?
It seems like it's
You
very
know what I'm saying?
it's very
affects
popular.
Your mental?
Delaware, go ahead.
It said that it's
Microphone. Hold on one second.
I'm reading this article. It said that it's 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine.
Damn, goddamn. That morphine to make you see hallucinations.
Right.
You know, that morphine is what they give you when you get shot.
Yes.
You talking
It's a shot of common, they give you a shot of
morphine
morphine.
make you talk to your ancestors. You talking to the ancestors.
That's a rough deal, man. And it's so many people. Like, and I talked to Commander General Yohanna about this many times. It always shocked me how everyone is scared to death of vaccines, scared to go to the doctor, but no one's scared of drugs.
You know, I just talked to a cocaine addict 3 days ago.
Break it down.
Who told me he was not getting the vaccine.
That is some crazy shit. It's like listen, you know how everyone is afraid of the vaccine? They believe the vaccine will turn them into zombies. Have you heard that before?
Mm-hmm.
Yedaya, please give me a video of that man who ate somebody about 3 years ago in Miami who was on Spice, Florida. And he ate a man. Ate his face off on Spice. And everyone is afraid of vaccines, afraid to go to the doctor. But you're not afraid of drugs when drugs literally turn people into zombies. I mean, I'm not the exaggeration zombie, Mayap. I'm talking about where you eat human flesh. They found some man, here he is right here, ate the face off a man. He was high on that Spice. What happened to Spice, Oz?
I don't know,
everybody talked about that like 5 years ago.
I don't know.
Bath salts, right? What happened to bath salts? Go ahead, you die.
Colonel Khan, face-eating cannibal attack may be latest in string of bath salt incidents.
Come on, man. You're not afraid of getting high? You're afraid of the vaccine because God forbid you don't die of the COVID-19 virus. But you're not afraid of fentanyl? You ain't afraid of bath salts? You ate a nigga. Ate him. He got eaten. Not in no science fiction movie. This cat got eaten in Miami.
Yeah, real life.
Got eaten. And you're not scared. You're not worried about fentanyl. You're in hell. Once again, like General Yohanna said, if they wanted people to take that vaccine, they would have made it taste like fried chicken, give you an orgasm, or get you high.
Yep.
Because if that vaccine got people high, there would be no more COVID-19 virus. It would be wiped out. But because the vaccine does not get you high, all it does is make you not die. And you got no reason for that. You got no purpose in something like that. Right. You got no use for something that the only purpose it might serve is that you might not die from COVID-19. Who needs that? Nobody wants that. Hold your point. Nobody wants that. People want to die as long as they can get high. Right. Well, in Columbus, Ohio, there are 2 police officers that were selling fentanyl, making sure you die, making sure you get high. You die. I'm sorry, please.
Y'all, Barack.
Yeah, how about Shemal Shabrak Thumb? What?
Clap it up. Rock and roll. Like sir, we did the one story about the cop, and that was it.
God, I heard somebody. I think you died, or somebody wanted to make a statement right before, as I came in with somebody getting ready to say something.
Also, Commander General Yohanna, we have Delaware came down. All the brothers from Delaware came down.
Oh, what's going on, Warriors? Big shout out to Delaware in the building, man. Holding us down. The water.
You die. Please. One more. Give me the one about the college. Kind of, please. I think we're done with this one, right? We good with this? Yeah, go ahead. The FBI called him. They got arrested. What do you have next? Give me the one about.
Could you imagine how much dope they was distributing as cops?
Yeah,
I was running the whole damn neighborhood, or the damn near half the city of Columbus.
Yeah.
And sir, they was part of the narcotic tag force, which means they knew everybody. They knew every drug dealer, every corner. You gotta know everybody's name.
So they was arresting all their rivals. When they unfold this, they probably was planting drugs, sending cats to the penitentiary, which once again is proof why it's such a dumb idea to sell drugs. It seemed like you're gonna get paid, seemed like the money is good, but selling dope in America is a total loss. You're gonna lose the money you made to lawyers. You're gonna lose some freedom going in and out of them jails. You might end up dead on top of all of that. And the worst of all of them, in my opinion, is you're going to destroy the very people you're going to need when America falls.
Yep.
The very people that you need to be strong, you're going to not have them. Like black men, this empire, like all the empires, fell. If Moses didn't have those 600,000 footmen when Egypt began to fall, Moses would not have been able to stand up against those armies he had to deal with in the Sinai.
Yeah, right.
Like he had 600,000 soldiers who did not get caught up into the spirit of that place. You understand? And because of that, them brothers were strong. They got out of the spirit of Egypt. And that's why brothers that hear this show and hear everything the generals is laying down, you're going to hear stories about drug dealers and cops being drug dealers. But do you understand the depth of the game they playing? And after they exposed that they were the ones selling drugs at the top, why would you ever allow yourself to get caught up into their game and destroy yourself when you could be building up men for the Most High for that day that you don't know about yet? That day that's around the corner that you're not aware of. Let me tell you something. Like you're supposed to definitely be in a different spirit after the COVID-19. The COVID-19 should have showed the average brother on the street that the Lord could shut an empire down.
Come.
Like that's supposed to you were supposed to know, yo, how did God take something invisible, something nobody knew about, and pull it out of who the hell knows where and spread it across the planet and shut down the most powerful empire on the face of this earth, the United States of America? They lost billions. That's why they're arguing in Congress now, trying to get trillions of dollars to rebuild this infrastructure. They paying niggas like, they paying blacks and Latinos and Native Indians like they owe them $300 a child, tax income credit, running unemployment through the door, putting rents on moratoriums. Like they doing everything they possibly can to appease these slaves because their empire took such a blow. Their empire took such a blow they couldn't feed these slaves. So if ain't nothing wake you up before, certainly that should have said to you, yo, I can't put my trust in this empire. Now, if you can't put your trust in this empire, I'm coming to you right now, you die. If you can't put your trust in this empire, why would you put your trust in selling the very substance this man is using to kill you and your own? And tons of stories like this come out that show you at the top of it something General Muhammad always used to say. Muhammad, you always used to say this. At the top of everything in this empire, there's a white man at it. Except us. Except us. Right or wrong?
You
go up high enough in anything out here, there's a white man in charge. Except for brothers that's truly trying to be free. So that's all I wanted to say. I just want one last point if I could. And also, man, it's so ignorant to not understand how important every brother is. It's so ignorant to not know that every black man is so important. Why? Because he is the one that's going to deliver the black woman. He is the one that's going to deliver them babies out of the abortion clinics. He's the one that's going to deliver the economic structure of your nation. He's the one that's going to deliver the proper police force, meaning him. Like a black man, Latino or Native Indian man can deliver so much to you and yours. Why wouldn't you see how precious he is and say to yourself, yo, ain't no way I'm going to go sell something to my brothers that's going to make the other man rich while wiping out my own brothers? Like, you got to take an intelligent choice. And let me ask, damn right. And if I could add one small other thing, something else we should be so wide awake about now, that the COVID-19 and the empire getting shook showed us that we don't need the empire as much as you think we do. Like we don't like you're gonna live past the empire, man. You're gonna live past, shutdowns and COVID-19. Meaning it don't mean that your world is over because Esau take a blow. And knowing that, man, should empower brothers and all. Like I got a whole nother breath of life damn near over behind all this stuff. I done got like re-energized because it was like, oh, let's see now if this empire was that necessary. Let's see if this empire means the end of us. You understand? And like General Miami or whoever was bringing out earlier, I think it was you, General Miami, the dope fiends and all that, talking about they ain't taking the jab and they ain't taking the jab. You just blind to the game. You blind to the game. Let them Edomites not take the jab, man.
Right.
Go talk to your doctor, man. You ain't been to your doctor in 10, 20 years anyway. You need to go see him anyhow and go on and get right now, because Esau went around not want to put the mask on and all that. They said the ICUs they flooding up again. 700 deaths this month. 700 for the month of September. So let them go ahead, man. It's so biblical. And if I know I'm running, y'all, Salaki. And one last heavy point about the mask thing. Like, I'm watching these Edomites upset with the mask. And some of you Uncle Tom Negroes, y'all getting caught up with the mask instead of going and talking to the doctor and finding out what the real story is. You getting caught up with it too. And the amazing part is that joint reminds me of them plagues that came down in Egypt that did not come near the children of Israel. When the Lord had Moses kill the Egyptians' cattle, and they were starving, the scripture said the cattle of the Hebrews was unharmed. So the Hebrews were sitting there eating good, barbecuing, smoking all kind of meats, and the Egyptians sitting on the other side, all they cattle dead. That reminds me of this. They sitting on that side with that, man, all that going down. Stay on your side, man, and get yours together. And don't turn on your own over no fentanyl money. That's short money, man. That's short money. It look long, but it's short money. I like it. The water, y'all. The water.
Okay. Major oil spill off Southern California fouls beaches.
Once again, you can't get away from any of these plagues, man. You can't get away from any of these plagues. The Lord will bring a mosquito out next year. Come right out that oil spill. Multiply. And everything off the edge of the, everything on the end of the Gulf will be messed up. Remember when BP spilt them billion gallons in the Gulf of Mexico? Brother, they said they wiped out all of the crab and lobster and shrimp and crawfish business in the entire Gulf of Mexico. You know how big the goddamn Gulf of Mexico is, man? It's huge. It's like a country, that Gulf right there. That's how big it is. And that Gulf, you know it got to be big if tornadoes could come in through there. Tornadoes and hurricanes coming through the Gulf. So it's huge. And meanwhile, when they spilled that BP oil out, it poisoned everybody in the Gulf. And here's what they didn't tell Jake. When black people and Latino people went out there working, first of all, it wasn't no more work. They wiped out all the industry. So the only work they had was you getting hired to clean up the Gulf. So they were paying you brothers $15 an hour to clean up the Gulf. Here's what they ain't tell them brothers. They ain't tell them brothers that they poured a detergent into the Gulf. And the purpose of that detergent was to make the oils do what they call spalling, meaning it made the oil turn into little balls so that they could catch them in the nets. Because as long as it was spread out, they couldn't catch them in the nets. So they poured this detergent in there to make it spall so they would turn into balls so they would catch them in the net so they could clean it up. What they didn't tell you was that the workers who was cleaning it up was breathing in that detergent and was giving them all cancer, man. They got all kind of lawsuits and everything. And brothers' families all destroyed. Their kids coming out deformed. All kind of respiratory problems. All that happened afterwards, man, because the Lord had cursed them and they didn't care who they killed to try to save their business with that oil, man. Like you looking at this empire and looking at his weapons and its authority and how brutal it is with his guns and all of that. The Most High look at it like it's such a fragile kitten. He look at America like it's a fragile kitten, man. Now he could make you spill a cup of oil damn near and shut your whole empire down. He start a fire and shut your empire. He sent a mosquito out, shut your empire. Hit you with a virus you can't even see, shut your empire down. And once again, any man that's a man and understands the least bit of warfare, what you're going to always look at is how powerful is the enemy that you battling. And when you look at the Most High on one side and you look at these other nations on the other side, I'm sorry, man, but the odds ain't in their favor.
You're right about that, sir.
You understand? The odds ain't in their favor. A JDAM bomb or a Scud missile or something like that. You can't. What you gonna do against a virus? What is a TR3B? You understand? With so-called electromagnetic wave propulsion, you understand, that moving at Mach 9, you understand, at running at 300 miles an hour above the sky. What good is it going to do when you land, you about to catch a cold that's going to kill you and your whole family? The hell is that? You fragile before the Most High. And that's why black men got to come together, wake up, and we got to preserve black men. And in doing so, we preserve women, children, our nation, our identity, and all that. They don't want to wear a mask. Listen, go to your doctor and see what he say. But whatever you do, don't be a sucker afraid of them. Salakia, go ahead, y'all. Salakia.
Amen.
You die.
Perfect.
Carnival Con. Facebook is down along with Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger.
Damn. Get the most high hand on that one. Y'all, you want to say something, General? For y'all want to jump in? Because I got something I'm going to throw in after y'all. You want me to go ahead? Salah, bear with me a second, y'all. Let me tell you something. When I heard this story, the first thing I thought about was, y'all remember this, General. Remember about 10 years ago, all them fathers who was mad as hell because their daughters was on the phones, and they would take the phones and smash the phones, and then the cops would come and arrest their father. They would charge them with child abuse. They would charge them with all kind of things. They would find naked pictures of their daughters online, and nobody knew what was going on. They says that, you know, the child got freedom of speech. The child have a right to have a phone. You understand? A lot of people, they children. This is the latest. You got to come to find out these slimy bastards was using your children, damn near turning your children into prostitutes on these apps. They was beating your child's self-esteem down so low that they was trying to turn her into a hoe online. She became a victim to Negroes because her self-esteem got knocked the hell down. Why? Because they set these apps up with all kind of psychological warfare on your child. Meanwhile, we up on there got to fight these bastards tooth and nail to keep the proper content of the evil that they do on the air. Tell me I'm lying. Go ahead and read the story, y'all. I mean to jump all over it. Go ahead.
Connor Wakan, it says if you can't access Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or WhatsApp, you're not the only one. Starting at approximately 11:38 a.m., he said Down Detector began logging a spike in outage reports across all 4 Facebook-owned services. It says Andy Stone, a spokesman for the company, said at 12:07 that the company was working to resolve the issue quickly. The error page that you see when trying to connect to the platform suggests a domain name system DNS error is responsible for the outage.
Can I give you one more service? All right,
please.
Let me tell you what else happened today, which is something that I know, and councils have tried to teach so many brothers and sisters. But so many of you, especially
that stark warning from one,
you don't listen to this. So many people today found out that you have a Facebook addiction. You found out today. You didn't know before. You know, Johanna was going to tell you he was doing those stories back then when those brothers was breaking those phones. Johanna was saying that these fathers are trying to get their kids off of this phone. Can I tell you who else knows that you're addicted to Facebook? Facebook.
Yep.
Pull it up, Maral. Let me show you this if I could, sir. This is one of them who designed Facebook. This is in particular the cat that designed that beat so you can know you have a message. That beat is designed to make you addicted to hearing beep. Beep. And he designed that. And they talked to psychiatrists, and they knew that people, not that one, not the one, the founder.
So wait a minute, General. You got to click. Are you telling me that an Edomite designed a beat like you designed a dog whistle to control people on that Facebook app?
There was a whole team. Freeze it right there. Freeze it. There was a whole team that designed it. And when they were designing it, they were designing it on purpose to make it addictive, not by accident. Not what do you know? People got addicted to it. They designed it to be addictive by learning animal behavior and Pavlovian responses and Skinner and all of those psychiatrists that learn that if you beep and the cat wants some food, you beep and it give it food, it'll want the beat. The beat will feel like food. You understand? The beat will be food. And he designed me. You have mail. You have a message. You have a message. And they interviewed him 3 years ago. This tape is from 3 years ago. Read what it says, Marah.
Khan Wakan says, former Facebook president's news warning. God only knows what it's doing to our children's brains.
Damn.
The clip where it says it's addictive. He said it. It's addictive. I got it right here on my phone. It's addictive. I'll read it for you, all right?
Like you looking for Frankenstein out. You looking for Count Dracula. You look at that's Count Dracula. You know how Count Dracula come in the woman's room at night? Count Dracula, you know how Count Dracula come in the woman's room at night and he do something, put a spell on her, and then he seduce her. That's that. That's him. Go ahead. You get ready to play a video? What you got, General?
So I care about me.
Please.
Yeah, what y'all bringing out, sir, is just so heavy. I stumbled across this room earlier in Clubhouse, and a brother was explaining to me that he left a room with a group of sisters that was having a council on how they can get their OnlyFans pictures out because Instagram was down.
Damn.
How they can what?
How they can get their naked photos to brothers because since Instagram was down and their
Damn.
OnlyFans is linked to their Instagram, they couldn't access.
Like, that is Count Dracula right there. Yo, that's crazy. That means that they done took these sisters and made them into whores and then gave them the vehicle in which they could whore by. And then when the vehicle got shut down, they lost their mind.
It was like the union came together.
Oh man, that is deep. Like that show you how deep this evil is, man.
Yeah.
And no matter what Esau build or erect, it's always for evil. No matter what he erects. And you try to use it for good, like we do in the I.S.U.P.K, you be at battle and war. You fighting tooth and nail against them forces to put right content out here for the evil that's happening to us and our brothers and sisters. Yo, that's crazy, man.
Bro, keep that video, man. Yeah, let me see what General Hannah want to play it. If you want something,
go ahead. Please. That's crazy, man.
Khan Wakan.
Warning from one of the founders of Facebook. The site's first president, Sean Parker, is now admitting that Facebook was designed to be addictive, and he's now worried about what that means for our children's brains. ABC's Ariel Resch is here with the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Anyone who uses social media might admit it can be hard to tear yourself away. Now the former head of Facebook says that's exactly what the founders intended. And like the site he helped create this morning, he has our attention.
He's the billionaire brainiac who helped launch Facebook, otherwise known as the guy Justin Timberlake played in the social network.
Drop the just Facebook.
But now, former Facebook president Sean Parker is sounding the alarm about the potentially addictive nature of social media.
Like, what is that doing to people's brain?
Speaking at an Axios event Wednesday, Parker, who worked with Mark Zuckerberg to develop Facebook, with a bombshell claim, saying the site was intentionally built to hook you.
That thought process was all about how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible. It's a social validation feedback loop because you're exploiting a vulnerability in human psychology.
The 38-year-old mogul admits he, along with other pioneers of social media, knew what they were doing.
We understood this consciously, and we did it anyway.
Facebook estimates it's more than 2 billion users spend about 50 minutes per.
He laughed like Renfield. We knew what we were doing, and we did it anyway.
So now you got to tell him who Renfield is.
Oh, damn, Salah. Renfield is the sidekick of Frankenstein's scientist. Of Frankenstein. Renfield is the cat that kept the castle and ate the rats in the castle and all that.
Igor or no?
Igor. Same cat. You know what I mean? Same as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. All of them is the same type of character.
Igor, why you terrorizing the werewolf? He said, "It is what I do."
Right, right. Like that's that cat. Like, he walk around like we knew and we did it anyway. You know?
I remember that, Jimmy.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, that is crazy, man.
And sir, and let me now, I don't know why the site went down. Everybody hypothesized it was some new whistleblower that they have. She might have shut it down. I don't know who shut it down, but this is what I do know. They definitely logged the response. How people were affected, how it felt to people that they weren't able to get on Facebook for a few hours.
Yeah.
They know now.
Yeah.
They know now how that you're an addict. The question is, do you know you're an addict?
Yeah.
Do you know that this site was designed to make you addicted to it? And do you realize by that feeling you had today, some of you should call in and talk about how hard it was for you. You sisters should say it. You heard the ghoul, he just said it's social validation. Like meaning there's a thing that people need, especially a certain kind of person. You need to know you're pretty. You need to know you're handsome. You need to know that's a nice picture I painted. That's a beautiful room I designed. I'm good. People like me. You need validation. And this site is designed to give you that validation. It's designed for it. Now, when it went down today, how did you feel? Did you feel, were you not sure if you were pretty? Were you not sure if you're, is this plate of spaghetti really delicious, Mayak? I don't know. Nobody said it was delicious. How were these chicken wings? Were they crunchy? Nobody told me they were crunchy. They were delicious. How is my food? How is my maybe do I look good in these jeans? I don't know. Nobody told me that I look good in these jeans. If you struggle today, you should confess it, man. And you should see there's an emptiness in your soul, an emptiness in your heart that you're filling with drugs and lust and men and sluts and everything else instead of becoming someone that fills souls.
That's right.
That's in the Bible. Christ said that he became a quickening spirit. Instead of needing someone always to pick you up, you could pick up other people. Right. Instead of needing someone always to validate you and tell you you're pretty, your food looks good, you're losing weight. Instead of doing that, you could give other people what they need to keep going. If you beat this addiction. Salaki, sir.
Damn right.
That's a rough one. I know. I hear, brother, sometimes in the UPK, just because we so different, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why are they posting that? Why is this posting? Like people post what they ate, like General Muhammad said, just pictures, you know what I'm saying? Anything going on, we get daily pictures of a toothbrush. Like, look, I got a new toothbrush. I got a new toothbrush, or I done switched toothpaste. Or just weird. It seems weird to us because it's so outside of our world. But it's just they need somebody to say, "Oh, I got that kind of
That's a nice toothbrush.
You know, that toothbrush is nice." My brother,
check your text. Check your text.
This post, brother, have me call him in real time.
No. Check your text. Check your text throughout the show.
I called said, "You all right, bro? You good? You good?" He said, "Oh man, I just wanted to see the response." I said, "Oh Lord." I said, "All right, you got it. No, that's it. Yes, no problem." He just wanted the comments. You know,
he want to see that someone cares.
Yes,
that's the thing. So in essence, it'll make you more depressed because you need to be depressed to get likes, to get people to say, "Hang in there, we praying for you. We looking out for you. Don't do it." And it makes you feel loved because you don't feel it otherwise. Obviously, you die.
If I may say, what y'all bringing out is just so heavy. And the the only thing out that concerned me with the Facebook outage for today was because I don't really be on it unless it's for school purposes. But I did have one concern, confession good for the soul. I was wondering, how Israel was going to see your class tonight, General Muhammad. And sure enough, like an hour before, Facebook came back up so they can get the powerful jewels that you dropped, sir. You know what I mean?
It's on right now. Get the most high. Get it on. Be on Facebook right now. Filling souls. A lot of you out there, you're lonely and you're sad and you're miserable, especially you sisters out there. You had so many abortions and went through so many men, and you're desperate for attention, and you have an empty soul. Now, what you can do in the UPK is you can get that soul filled. You can drink and thirst no more, Mayak. That can happen in here. See, with Facebook, you're going to continue to be thirsty. You're going to need thumbs ups every day. You're going to get 1,000 likes over this outfit that you wore to the all-white party on the boat, to your high school reunion. And tomorrow, you got to have more likes on. You can fill your soul with something in the truth. And once you have drunk this, you will thirst no more. It will fill up your empty soul, and you won't constantly need to go to Facebook to find out if you're pretty, or if your food looks good, or if you lost weight, or if your baby looks like his baby's father. So many, they go to Facebook to find out if the baby's theirs. Meaning, they go, okay, they have a baby. They put the picture of the baby up. They put the father's picture up. And Facebook decides if that's his kid.
Damn.
Facebook decides. And the father is sitting there looking at the numbers like, hold up now. That ain't that people saying he don't look like me. Right. It ain't mine. People say it does look like me. It is mine. That's a sad situation, brothers.
That is.
Sir. That was it, sir.
I wanted just to add to what you were saying, which is so heavy. What you just said, so heavy in this, that the scriptures always breaks it down to us and shows that the woman is the weaker vessel. And that Satan went to the woman in the garden. And that's exactly what's going on here on these social medias. Like that's why they bring it out how they targeting young girls. Because instead, in other words, what they're doing is they are finding a way to get into the minds of these young girls. And as they get into their minds, they poison them against their own man.
That's it.
And now the same with a lot of you grown women. Like you said, like Facebook gonna decide who the baby daddy is. They're gonna decide if he's cheating on you. They're gonna decide everything about him, because now they are the ones that you're listening to, as opposed to listening to an actual human being. And brother, that is a sad state of affairs. You understand?
Come.
Amazing.
God. So this generation, they don't even know how to associate to people. They don't know how to socialize because of Facebook and things like that. They rather, rather than talk to you on the phone, they rather send messenger or what I'm saying, or some post and communicate back and forth through posts. Because they done lost the natural, what is it called? The
connection to people.
Yeah, the connection.
Now, I will give them this. Our generation, Mayak, was addicted to crack cocaine. So I'll give them a pass for this. My cousins, they didn't get on Facebook. They smoked crack. So, but the premise is the same, Mayak. It's an addiction. And it's somebody making money off of manipulating you into an addiction, whether it be crack cocaine, fentanyl, Facebook. Like it's all some ghoul, some villain who is constructing a way to make you a slave.
On purpose.
On purpose. Delaware, you got it. Give me the camera.
If I may, sir, I remember you did a class on this a while back on histrionic disorder.
Okay.
And it says histrionic disorder is a person with histrionic personality disorder. Self-esteem depends on the approval of others.
God damn, I don't remember that one, but that's right on. That is it. Like they're determined. And forget about that. If you're someone like that, you can't come into the truth, because people are going to come against you if you're in the truth, sir.
Yeah.
You're right. And then we jammed up. Commander General Yohanna?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you now, Khan.
Okay.
I was just trying to see if you wanted to say anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's amazing in that Facebook now becomes the middleman between you and every other person. And psychologists have long said that social behavior is extremely important to human beings. Like social interaction is real important. And so if your social interaction is controlled by Facebook, then now Facebook decides what kind of social human being you are. And if you looking for Satan to decide that, then you're gonna become a social monster, man.
Yeah.
So that was it.
That's it. You die. We ready? Where we at? You good to go? You need some help? Your brother give you a hand if you need it. We should probably go into the Jada Pinkett. Is that right? We have a story about Jada Pinkett as well, sir.
Let's get into it.
Jada Pinkett Smith accused of entangling with a member of Crisscross.
That's funky.
I see she gets tangled often.
Double crosser. Delaware said that's a double cross. Give him a hand. Delaware said that's a double cross, sir. God damn. One can smell on this story. She can't stop getting entangled. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Jada Pinkett Smith had Twitter jumping once again after former Death Row Records rapper and Dog Pound member Daz Dillinger stated that the actress was sleeping with a Crisscross member, Chris Kelly, when he was 15 and he was 22.
Oh, damn. Like, where's the Me Too? Where's the Me Too at?
Yeah, tell him
the Browner one.
Brother, yeah.
Damn.
Where's the Me Too movement at?
Child molester.
That's straight up child molestation.
She's supposed to get canceled, man.
Yeah.
Right. She got to get canceled.
No more red table.
Come on. She's
Like,
supposed to get canceled. That's child molestation.
Right.
She's like R. Kelly.
Maybe all black men felt like she did it to them.
Yeah.
Molested them, like she said to Snoop Dogg.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
We should be offended.
Yeah, man, that's disgusting. Go ahead, you dying.
Go, cub. Although a few people even tried to sit her on the same bus as fallen R&B singer R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's right.
Got him.
That's the bus she on. What the hell are they talking about? I don't understand.
Right.
She paid for a seat.
Yeah, she did it. Right. She's a child molester. Jada Pinkett is a child molester.
Yeah.
R. Kelly is a child molester. Jada Pinkett Smith is a child molester.
Yeah, come on, come.
Right there. R. Kelly molested kids all them years ago, back in the 90s. She molested a kid back in the 90s.
Yep.
And we don't know how many more.
Oh, my God. Go ahead,
You understand?
Go ahead.
There was another story that came out with her too. She came out and said on the red table and had her daughter agreeing, nodding her head. Jada Pinkett Smith said, well, this year I want to take the time out to really love and learn how to love.
Can we get that quote? That was a big quote she said this week.
I heard about that.
Disgusting statement and selfish as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
That I hear a lot of people act like this and talk like this who are, just cruel and thoughtless about how they treat other people. The officer will get the story, sir. You want to keep reading
John, please, let's do it.
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead, up.
If I may, sir, can I get 1 second? I'm going to share it right now so everybody else can see it. This is Jada Pinkett's quote. Jada said this Thursday, Salaki, I'm going to make it bigger for everybody. Jada said this Thursday during her 50th birthday, Red Table Talk episode, I really want to learn how to love, she said. George Clooney then asked Jada about how she tolerates her husband, the only leading to more confusion from internet fans. This is a quote. I think what you really have to learn is how to have a friendship. But her quote was, I really want to learn how to love, she said.
Sir, Snoop Doggy Dogg called her a dog-head bitch. In my words.
God. And if I could, you know, what you just said is important in this. Like, Snoop called her a dog-head bitch, when in fact, Snoop gave her the best thing she could ever have, which was a reality check. Like, once again, like, this is such a lesson for brothers who think that you could be a sap with a woman your whole life and think she's gonna respect you. Like Will Smith tried to be congenial with this whore his entire life, and all she did was embarrass him and be a whore and disrespect him as a man and treat him like garbage. Snoop called her a dog-headed bitch, and she probably called him up and tried to give him something. You know what I'm saying? Like just allowing any woman to do whatever emotion she feels is such a dangerous thing. This is such a, and who knew she was such a destructive sister? If you could even call her that, who knew she could be so damn destructive? You understand? To that brother alone, let alone everybody else around her. This is a disgusting Hollywood hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty.
So that was it for me on that, as far as that. You know what I mean? And it's a shame that she even has the run she has. Go ahead, John.
Just gonna say it's also alleged that Chilia TLC molested the brother too around the same time.
Damn,
that child.
Hey, them nasty child, they was raping that
child all around.
His mother had an interview, I think, in 2014, said that he was pressured to have sex with adults.
Damn.
Nah.
I used to work with a sister, right? And sister was bad as I don't know what. I ain't gonna front. She was an attractive sister, right? And she told me the first time she started snorting coke was when she was a model. Now, in that world, that celebrity lifestyle, they give you these drugs that make you fit and be who they want you to be. But it's what you're saying right now. It's why these young brothers out there getting tossed around and their parents are letting it happen because they're getting paid. They're all getting paid off on it. Everybody getting money. Everybody getting a payoff, a couple dollars, you know what I mean? Parents getting a brand new car or XYZ. But in the meantime, your child being destroyed. You understand? They're not saying that part there. These kids really destroyed, man. And she was part of the process here. Destroying these kids out here. And it happened more than what we know. And that's why it's so heavy said that we had this show. And for a lot of you for what you didn't hold us down, because these things got to be exposed, man. Right. You know what I mean? And these young brothers got to be raised up to get in them households that tell that woman, no, that my child ain't doing that. No, she ain't dancing with half her ass hanging out. No. No, she ain't going here. No, she ain't doing that. No, listen, no. That's it. Right. If you just told that, man, because they give them too much freedom and they're destroying these people, man.
And you got all kind of predators like Jada Pinkett running around waiting to destroy your son. I bet you what we need to pull up is whether or not this brother is on drugs or what's his life been since he was in that group.
Please, he dead. Yeah, I think he's dead.
He died already, sir.
Dead.
You can't be serious,
Yeah, he dead, sir.
What age? Do anybody know what age he was when he died?
Mirage gonna pull it up now.
I think in his 30s.
Sounds right.
Imagine that, which means he probably was getting high from all the child molestation.
Yeah. And so that might be a lesson. You know, a lot of brothers listening to you right now, they're thinking that he was so fortunate because he got to have sex with all these older women because, of course, that's what young men are taught. They're taught, you know, it's a blessing to have sex with these older women. They don't even know that they're being molested.
Yep.
Right. If you're a 14-year-old boy and you're having sex with a 30-year-old woman, who's in charge? Who follows whose orders?
God damn.
Who is the leader?
Yeah.
Who is the leader of it? Yeah. Are you the man if she's 30 and you're 13? Yeah. Or are you the baby and that is your... Blow my mind, everybody. You're 14, she's 25. She's in charge. She has money. You're poor. She decides everything. You're just a child doing whatever she tells you to do sexually. You're the child, and she is the mother. You're a nasty mother. You're a nasty person. Right. Meaning the brother who does that. Because that's your mom. Yeah. That's what's going on. Right. You're the, take my pants down? Okay. Lay down? Okay. Do this with my mouth? Okay. And she is getting off on dominating you. That's what turns her on. The domination of a child. She doesn't want to have sex with a man because a man will pull her hair. You understand? A man will make her feel like she is subservient. She needs a child so that she can give that boy what her molester gave her. And if you're some man thinking you wish or you would have had sex, some older woman would have dominated you as a child, you are stupid, because you would have been a child molested child and you would have felt like you had sex with your mother. And you would have grown up and got high and got on drugs. Oh, I forgot. That's what you did anyway. That's what happened to you. Right. That's what happened to you when you was having sex with them crackheads who smoke crack, because you 14 and they was 35 and they had sex with you and you pulled down your pants and did what they told you to do and laid down and she took control. And then you grew up and got high because you were molested. If a woman molests a boy, that boy has been molested.
Damn right.
And what happened to Chris Cross, Marah?
He died, sir.
How old was he?
34, sir.
34 years old, sir.
Damn, 34.
Heroin and cocaine addict.
Marah.
Jada Pinkett is to blame.
Don't leave it on that scene, all right? You can bring it up, but switch it back.
Salaki, sir.
All right, what? All right, so Salaki, I'm talking to Marah in there. Like 34 years old. Like, what the hell was the point? They just brought that kid to Hollywood, raped him a ton of times, and destroyed him, man. And nobody even knew about it until this cat brought it out.
Yeah.
Like that broad right there is a notorious child molester. And wait a minute, wasn't the cat she was with barely of age? That one that she recently got exposed with.
He was some type of kid too.
He was a child. This is a serial child rapist, man.
How old is he?
He was
I think he was sick.
Because wasn't he friends?
He had the sickle cell and everything.
Wasn't he friends with her son?
She liked the dominance, and she want to just dominate some child.
Wasn't he friends with her son?
Yeah.
What? She's a notorious child molester. Now it need to be questioned on whether what's his name again?
August Alsina.
Right.
Sir.
He was in his 20s when
old.
he's 29 now.
He's 29 now.
He was in his 20s when he dealt with it. How was she? 1,000?
Right. Right. Like bring me back, Marah. Like that is insane. Like that's insane, man. She's a notorious child molester, a notorious child rapist, man. And once again, that's what gets glorified at the red table. Will get glorified at the red table. She probably got more publicity after she did in Will Smith. I ain't saying Will Smith was innocent either, but just the indignity, like in the Black and Latino community, we got to put back some man-woman relationship, marriage dignity, man.
Come on,
we let this beast play us right out of our zone with where our parents came from. Our parents stayed together 30, 40, 50 years in many cases, had 10, 12 children, and we let Esau gas us up and make it look like that was archaic and foolish and stupid, and it left a woman barefoot. Well, when you took it away, you got the Jada Pinketts of the world. Yeah. That's what you got. You got young brothers dying at 30. Like, we keep looking for the new way when the scriptures say, search the old paths, man. That's what the scriptures say. Like, that's what we should be looking at, to look at how we was that made us great, instead of looking at this new kind of way that they coming up with that's really helping destroy us even more. This broad is a notorious child rapist, and they got her up in Hollywood on the red table like she's somebody important to listen to. Like, what's coming out her mouth is intellectually heavy. And definitely they need to check that boy, because that boy be dressing up like a woman.
That's it.
He don't understand his sexuality too. I guess it's hereditary. You just don't know what the hell to do sexually as a man or a woman. You understand?
And imagine that he might not have been able to bring any friends home.
Right.
You bring a friend home, friend ended up tearing up your mother.
Right.
That is hell.
Right.
She first met him when he was 22. When she first met him, and then he used to go support Jade at the shows, and she probably started stepping up.
Like your mother looking at all your friends,
right?
You try to get a nice brother to play a little basketball with or something.
Yeah,
backyard basketball hooked up to the garage. Meanwhile, your mom, she walking by in a lingerie, tempting all your friends.
My tea, y'all.
Before you know it, your friend go up in your mom's room. They locked away for hours. You sitting there waiting for him to take his turn on the goddamn video game. He's gone for 3 hours with your mother.
God damn.
And putting on lipstick and painting your fingernails.
Damn. And could you imagine the destruction it do? Like a little boy always feels a need to protect his mom.
There you go.
And so when you go and be a whore, and then and now your friend is up there, you know what I mean, got your mom in a triple buck, then now you feel so violated, you're gonna hate your friend, hate your mom. You might turn around and hate women, like you said, Muhammad. Next thing you know, you on Vogue magazine with a goddamn dress on. And all messed the hell up. This is what's wrong with us as a people, and what had creeped in on us, and what gassed us up like this is progressive, and this is, you know, a good thing, and this is great. Man, we need to get back to raising amazing little daughters, amazing little sons. You understand? You know what I mean? Like in 2021, we still got boys and girls growing up confused about their sexuality and their gender, confused about all of this. And all of it, if I could, all of it is real simple. It's really, really simple. That Esau just learned how to make money. He knows that making money, you make money off of people's emotions. That's all. You put out a record with the right music, you'll make $1 million. He knows if you can manipulate people's emotions, you will make money. You put out a movie that jars and jerks their emotions back and forth, you'll make $1 million. And if you put out all type of sexual content, you will also make $1 million. We think we progress. They gas us up and make us think you being progressive, you learning new things, you being free with your sexuality, all these old buzzwords, when all of it is BS. Is really just a hustle for them to get your emotions going so they can pick your damn pockets, man. So they can pick your pockets. Like, that's a disgusting little monster. And she's a damn monster to have already done this. She already did it with this rapper that's dead, and she still came back and got with this other rapper, the newer one. And listen, and he was an emotional wreck when she broke up with him. Not this one, but the other one. That one, if you can get that tape, I don't know, it's a little stretch. I wouldn't even worry about it. But that tape that they of that young boy, the newest one, when she broke up with him and they interviewed him, he was devastated by it. He was devastated by it, man. And Will Smith, being ignorant, he thought letting her do whatever emotion she wanted was gonna make her a better person. When what he doesn't understand, what a lot of you brothers don't understand out there is this, is that some of you, the majority of you, through the grace and mercy of the Lord, was given the ability to have compassion on people.
That's right.
The ability to care for people. And brother, the problem with care, we've talked about this many times. The problem with being a brother that really cares, you are also a brother that can be vulnerable. Christ said this. Christ said, I send you as sheep among wolves. Yeah. He was warning us. There he go. Like, he was destroyed. I don't know how much of this you could use, Marak. They might pull you with this. You might have to get a different tape on it. But this cat here was destroyed after she broke up with him. But to go back to my point real quick, you especially when you come into the truth and make yourself brand new. When you come into truth and you make yourself brand new, you adjust all your emotions back to where they were supposed to be. They get out of whack from being in an evil world. You come into the truth, you learn how to apply right judgment to right situations now. The problem with that is now you turn around and you vulnerable to the predators like Jada Smith. You vulnerable to predators who who will use your kindness to try and to destroy you. And brother, that's why you can't just, like the scripture said, you can't just let a woman gad abroad. You can't just let your woman do whatever emotion she feels because you feel compassionate for her, or you feel this is going to make her happy. This is what Will Smith did. And as a result, whoever poisoned him with that stupid philosophy helped him enable a child molester to run rampant through Hollywood and to destroy little black boys. She's supposed to be up on the carpet like Bill Cosby.
That's it.
And more so in the black community. In the black community, she's supposed to be on blast, on full blast for running through the community, molesting these young boys. And that's even another thing. Like taking away the innocence of a young boy, even if it's with a woman, does something, man, to his purity. Something that Satan loves. Satan loves for a woman or even a man to give away their purity and to make them a whore. He think you should be hoeing and sex with children and no kind of inhibitions about sex, because in his mind, that's freedom. When in fact, what that is taking your emotions completely out of whack and tuning your emotions into something else. Your emotions ain't supposed to be tuned in to a man being a man with another man, or a woman being with another woman, or a man liking to kill somebody to have sex, or a man trying to have sex with an animal, or some other madness that you've been programmed and tuned that way. And that's part of the truth, making you free again, making you whole again. You know what I'm saying? Making you born again. You now gonna come back in the truth and get all of them emotions fixed in the right place. But we got to get rid of the ones that's like this out here, huh? That's putting this type of madness and poison on young men. Like explain this to me, y'all. Y'all help me understand it. What young boy at 15, 14, 13 that gets molested by an older woman is going to look at a young girl that he's with a pure heart? Like, he's never going to look at young women again with a pure heart. You wonder why some of these brothers is beating these women to death, killing them, killing prostitutes. A lot of this come from this type of evil that's swept under the rug because it's a famous black female entertainer. When this brother is dead, man. You understand? And I used to like their little music, man. They had the pants on backwards. Jump. Remember that?
Yeah.
He didn't deserve to die over that. He didn't deserve to die, and I'm sure there were other factors. And them producers, them selfish pigs that's producing these brothers and sisters, they don't put in nothing in place to protect them, man. Like, that's a little boy. Look at his face down there. He was a baby. He was a baby, man. And here's what every brother is supposed to. Let me tell you something, man. If you could apply some of this evil to yourself, you could get a good gauge in many cases to what should and should not go among blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Every brother that sees this and sister is supposed to say, how would I feel if that was my son? That this woman went and molested while he was trying to just bring out his musical talent. What the hell? How would I feel? And then you would know what to condemn and stop letting this nonsense go on. An entertainer that make you feel good with music, you don't care if he molests half of Hollywood because you feel good about the record he made. Like R. Kelly. They've been known about him, man. And them church women that was another case. Like if this brother was not dead, he probably would have ended up being another R. Kelly. Because what Jada did to him is exactly what was done to R. Kelly. They ran through R. Kelly like he was a $2 hoe before he became famous. Yep. And could you imagine the revenge that was in R. Kelly's heart after them church broads, them old nasty, old funky, fat church broads went and took him down that basement and repeatedly was molesting and raping him, and his own sister got in with her nasty ass and got in and said, well, let me get some too, and got and molested him too. Could you imagine when he got older after all of that violation that he lied to himself and said that, I liked it or I wanted it. That's what gay men say all the time.
Mhm.
Gay men always say, yeah, I liked it, or you know, I was born. When what they hiding is how horribly you violated their soul, man. And that's what they are. And that we don't have to live with that. That could be removed before R. Kelly becomes R. Kelly and rapes 100 women. That's so why the Lord made it a death penalty offense. In Christ's kingdom, you molest a child, we're gonna chop your head off right there. There's gonna be a straw basket right next to the courthouse, and we're gonna chop your damn head off and throw it in the basket, man. Because of what happened here. Listen, that's what happened to that entertainer Versace. That entertainer Versace, some sodomite, some young boy who had got molested and was hit rock bottom and was being passed around like a whore. He got so mad that he left and started killing everybody he knew, killed all his gay lovers, killed all his friends, and then he went down to Florida, brother, and waited for Versace to come to go out and buy breakfast. And on his way back, he walked up behind him and shot him twice in the back of his damn head. Because he was so angry. Even though he telling himself he a gay man, he really angry over this molestation. Right. And as a result, he turned around and he murdered. That's why there's so many gay and lesbian fights. Gay and them gays and lesbians out be fighting cat. They got to call the police every moment for them. They fighting every moment because why? These is two victims of the Jada Pickett's of the world, of the so-called Africa Bambaataa, if the allegations are true. And so many others that's in that world and use their influence and their music, the R. Kellys of this world. Yeah, there you go. The R. Kellys of this world. And use that influence, man, to rape and molest by the thousands. You understand? And what kind of and once again, once you've been violated so bad, and I'm gonna get up off of it. Once you've been violated so bad, you have a sense of revenge. So you don't have compassion on no victims. You're the victim. And all you could think about is how you was victimized. I could imagine what R. Kelly had them girls doing and had no conscience for what he was doing on. First of all, it takes a lot of heart to sit there and drop a quarter of urine on a joint. like it take a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? For you to pour out a quarter urine on top of some young girl. You got to be a real sicko. And you gotta also have no conscience for that victim that you are victimizing because you feel like the victim. Yeah. And that's all that's going on out here. All these marching and gay rights and all of this is due to horrible sexual deviancies that the Lord Ben said is against the scriptures, man.
That's right.
And have destroyed us and minimized us as a people, man. God.
You die? Maybe we should go right now to the B2K.
Let's do it.
It seems similar, right? On the same topic? No? Go ahead.
B2K's Little Fizz apologizes to Omarion for dating ex-April Jones. I'm not proud of it.
Can we play both videos? Do we have the video of April Jones talking and of this thing? B2K is like an R&B group, I think, in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were very popular. Yeah.
They were a very popular R&B group in the 90s with the kids, right? And they're a group, and then when they grew up and became men, sir, one of them had a wife that he was in love with, had a baby with her. And then when they broke up, one of the members of the group started having sex with the man's baby's mother.
Damn.
So this was a giant breach in the brotherhood of people in the world and in the singing group. And it was just terrible. All this took place on a reality show, of course. And that's why the story got so popular. That's the woman right there. That's the man who was not her baby's father, but was the bandmate. Where's the baby's father at? So, Marion. So now, this was a giant thing on reality shows, sir. And so now, finally, they're back on tour, and they came out on stage, and that guy apologized for having sex with his bandmate's ex-wife / baby mother. That's the Omarion, the guy who had the babies with her.
Dang.
And so this is a giant story on all of those, I would assume, love and hip hops type stories. On love and hip hops. And so now this is a big story. Now this week they did a show. Play whatever you got. What do you want to play? Okay, just play the thing when they apologize to each other, the one you quoted earlier. And then played April Jones talking about how she was right to do it because all bets were off. You have anything, you die?
I can read a little bit more of the story.
Please. Please. All right. Especially give me that April, her talking about it. How she was right to have sex with whoever she had sex with because she was mad. When you get that, I'll give you a second, sir. I think I have 1 second, sir, to get the videos together.
Okay, but if y'all don't mind,
no,
if
please.
I can say something while you pulling that video, you can bring it back to me for a second, Mara. Like if I could, while you bringing that up, that's so heavy what you bringing out, and here's why. Once again, black men, Latino men, and Native Indian men, you're gonna have to recognize two things, man. One, you're gonna have to recognize that God has given you a certain amount of authority in the earth, and that the Most High will be with you in that if you walk righteously. Like we don't have to have that kind of lifestyle. Imagine if brothers would not go with a woman who already is with another brother. Could you imagine how many marriages would be absolutely amazing, man? Like if your woman could not go give away no tail just because she wanted to, could you imagine how great a marriage, like she would be forced to have to work it out with her husband instead of going and being a hoe. Now, listen, we act like that's an impossibility. All we have to do is raise our sights high enough. And in the I.S.U.P.K, that's exactly what we're doing. We raising our sights high enough where don't no brother go mess with no other brother's woman. And as a result of that, guess what? Sisters know they don't have a choice to run out and be a hoe. And that makes you work harder in your marriages, and you should work harder in your marriages. Like enough effort ain't put into a marriage as it is in putting in your Instagram post. Your Instagram posts get plenty of work on it. Some of you sisters take 50 pictures in one scene before you choose one to go up on that Instagram. That's how important it is to you. Well, it should be that important to build your marriage up with your husband. And if brothers took on that level of dignity that Christ was trying to give us, guess what? We would have a whole lot less of this. Now, it's a process, man. Brothers coming out the world, they learning, they growing. But, brother, one thing about the children of Israel is when they see the trend of righteousness, they all come together and get on board with it. That's what Esau fears. He fears that you wake up. He fears, damn right. He fears that you wake up one day and that you can bring it back to me, Marah. He fears that you wake up one day and that you're going to now turn around and no longer run out there and sleep with any woman that's out there. He's afraid of that because that's millions of dollars lost. If you stopped watching porn, if you stopped going to strip clubs, if you stopped doing, you know how much money and how much loss that would be? That would be a ton of loss. You understand? You ready, Marah? Let me know when he's ready, or unless somebody else want to jump in.
On time, so I'm ready though. That was you keep going though, sir. If I'm married.
Like that was a ton of loss of, I mean, that would be a ton of loss of revenue for him and a ton of strength in your marriages. You understand? In your marriages. A lot of you out there, you married to a rib, you got children, and your children can't get no attention. The whole reason your children can't get no attention is because you too busy fighting with your spouse. You fighting tooth and nail with your spouse, your children ain't getting no kind of attention. They damn near raising themselves because you in here too busy in a battle with the brother or sister that you with. But imagine if some of these external things was removed, you could really get busy with building some amazing marriages. I see it all the time in the I.S.U.P.K. And you might start out in a bad place. A lot of brothers coming to truth with their rib start out in a bad place. But over time, especially through counsel, that they end up in a good ass place and build something worthy for a child to be able to come up in. It was that way with us in the past. Having a child was extremely important to us in the past. Now, Esau wants you to be able to kill that baby like it ain't nothing. Pop a pill, the morning after pill and all that. He wants you to be able to do that and make that important. When that ain't even necessary, man. We could do so much more. Salakia, go ahead, Doc. You ready, Moran?
Conor McCon, sir, if I may. We got a video right now of her actually with the other brother, if I may.
Let's do it.
Brother who did commit adultery. This standstill right here is Omarion's, you can't say rib, his baby mom, ex-rib, with one of her, I guess, former husbands, you know, best friends or whatever they call it.
But now is that a heathen or is that a sister?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
I can't even tell you, sir.
She Israel, sir. Her father's Judah. Her mom is Moab.
All right.
Okay.
Kind of sort of like the opposite of Nicki Minaj, where Nicki Minaj's mom is Jake and her father is Moab. But this sister right here, her father's Moab, her father's Jake, Judah, and her mom is Moab. But the problem is this is her and the person she committed adultery with on
right.
the brother. So
and can I add something to what you're saying? Bring that picture back for a second. If I just add something to what you were saying, now get me right, but what this band was huge. Am I wrong?
Forget about it.
Because some of them went on to be solo artists and became very famous, right?
Yes, sir. Doing acting.
Yeah, this is the giant group.
Now let's show you the level that this cat right here is on. Once again, that's why the scriptures are so important to us and why the scriptures add something to you that you will never learn out here. Now, this cat here done become a superstar. And with all his superstardom and influence and music and all that, and he's young, and the best he could do is his own homeboy's woman. Like, what a sucker this cat is. Like, what a chump he is.
On top of that, right?
Huh?
She got 2-3 kids on top of that.
I mean, ain't no harm with a brother getting with a sister that had children previously. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crime if the brother's, out the zone. Of course, there'll come a day where all our wives will be virgins, but it ain't nothing wrong with that. But if it's your boy's woman, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you're gonna take on your boy's woman, and what kind of low life are you? And you're doing it when you got supposed to have all this fame, and you can't find you your own woman. Like, that's a problem right there. That says that this brother right here got low self-esteem, and he got a low value of himself. You know what I'm saying?
He was a drug addict too, General.
Well, there you go.
On TV, he was high on weed.
Well, there you go. He had to. There you go. So really, his persona was all that made him famous. But inside, he wasn't nothing more than any crackhead that go get his crack off the corner.
Yes,
he was any low-life dope fiend that go get his drugs off the corner. But Hollywood had the wherewithal to make him a star, you understand, in front of the world because of his music. But really, the man himself was pretty much worthless. And that's what's the beauty of the UPK. Every brother in here may not be, B2K in terms of entertainment, but the Most High gave us something so much greater, and that is the ability to take a man and actually make him something special.
That's right, sir.
Special with or without Hollywood's help. And I'll take one UPK man, unfamous, built up by the knowledge and the truth of the Lord, over 1,000 of these cats With all their fame and fortune and all of that, they still won't measure up to one UPK officer. And that's why in here it's so important what we build and what we do and what we put inside you and what we make out of you, because then you become really valuable. Now imagine if this brother in this group was actually a UPK officer. Number one, he would have never got with his brother's woman. What he would have done was he would have worked hard with his brother to bring the two of them back together because they had children. You understand? Y'all lost my sound. Don't worry about it.
You fine.
Okay. Salakia. Like what really would have been strong would have been his homie pulling him back together and putting their family back together for the sake of them babies. Because now them babies, even though I know in this story they did reconcile, but if the brother could have reconciled with the baby mama, then the end of the story could have been amazing. Two bad brothers on a level with the music and their children intact in one piece, which is why, man, the UPK is so amazing in that if we don't go down the path that the church went down, which we will not, which is money and fame over morality and substance.
That's right.
And if we don't go down that route and we stick with the route of substance, okay, then we're gonna build amazing people, and guess what? The fame will come too. You understand? And now you got the best of both, and you could do so much influence in righteousness. Like a hoe can influence a lot of people. So can a righteous woman too. You understand? The question is, which one do we want? And how much is it worth to us? And how bad do we want to go get it? We go get it, man, and we build something that's better than this right here. That is shameful. What a sucker. You know what I mean? With all his fame and all that, he's really a chump. Salakia.
If I could, sir, and without the UPK, I don't even believe that men would know how weak it is when you don't have the ability to say no to a woman.
Right.
And this happens so much in the world. This is a famous situation, but this situation is very common. What you have here is a brother who can get other women, but he has no ability to say no to any woman. Cannot say no. No matter who it is, if a woman wants to have sex with him, she can. Can. And imagine the kind of power that gives an ex-girlfriend over your life. Because she knows that any one of your best friend, your father, your physical brother, she can have sex with them.
Dang.
Because they will not say no to her. They cannot. Not only can they not say no, but I think men in the world are taught that you're not supposed to say no. Like they're taught kind of like, well, if a woman want to have sex with you, of course you're a man. You had to do it. You had no choice, really. She had her legs open. She's a woman. Yeah, she's your father's wife, or yeah, she's your best friend's wife, but you're a man. You had no choice. Without the UPK, I don't think that exists. I think this is the only place that ever even teaches a man that you have not only the obligation, but the strength to say no to a woman. Women are taught to say no to men. And women got a lot of problems too now, of course. But women are taught, to say no to men. But the Bible says that it is the man that chooseth. Men are supposed to be the ones to go, well, no, I think I'm a millionaire superstar. If I want half Asian women, I could get a whole lot of them.
That's right.
If I want half Asians with 3 kids, I can find another one. But I can say no to this one, who is my best friend's damn wife, who I grew up watching his kids grow up. They called me Uncle Fizzy.
Right.
But I still had to but she wanted it. And of course, she wanted it to hurt her ex-boyfriend. And that's something else that you brothers better understand.
Yeah.
These women that want to have sex with you, they're still in love with their ex. That's the point. They're having sex with you because they are in love with him. It is not a reflection of your manhood and that you're a ladies' man.
Right.
It is because they are desperately in love with someone that cheated on them. And they have to hurt him. And here's the mind-blowing part. in their mind, once they hurt him, they can get back together.
Yeah.
Because now he cheated, I cheated, you hurt me, I hurt you. They can call it a push. They can call it a draw, and all come back together.
Bring him back, Mara. Right.
You're done.
Right. No, you're right.
First Salakia, Mara.
If I may, sir.
I think this hit too many people, sir. I think we all been through this. I think I saw one tear. One tear fell right down. One solitary tear. I wiped it away real fast so no one could see it. I think everybody had pass tissue out, yo. Take it. This is our life. Take the tissue.
And could I add one? Oh, somebody was Mara saying something, Salak?
No, go ahead, sir.
No, I was just going to add what you're saying is so heavy and right in that. What I was just going to add is, and you know, part of being a man is winning, and having a woman that you win to your side to be your wife and never losing her is a great blessing.
Damn right.
You understand? It's a great blessing to have like the scriptures say, you got something that's a great possession. You know what I'm saying? Like you got something that is yours. Okay, so you can understand. And that to have that is a blessing from the Most High. But for it to be fragile, if your very homie who come over your house and swim in your swimming pool might go in the back room and violate everything you worked so hard to build, will do that, then you know you're gonna feel less than the full strength of being a man.
Yeah.
And brother, and no brother should have to feel that. You understand? And if you don't want to feel that, then you should know to not want to do it to another brother. You got to learn not to do that, even if you was doing it in the world.
Damn right.
And if you could do that, man, what could you build? What could you do? What could you accomplish? And like you said, it's so important, man, that if a woman knows she can sleep with anybody, Beyonce got a song out. It goes something like to the left, to the left. God. I'm going to the left, something like that. When she talking
all right.
Say again.
Kicking her man out.
Yeah, where he's saying, I'm the best you ever had. And she said, you don't know, you know, I'll replace you already. Matter of fact, he on his way. Like she throwing him out and say, I'm gonna replace you and the nigga on his way. Which once again, like that's the problem.
Not know about me.
Right. Like she, and in essence, you know, the character she playing in that song is saying, you don't know how much of a hoe I am. I'll throw you out, bring another in here tomorrow. Like you don't know, you don't know about me. I forget how the song goes, but you get my point. She's saying, I mean, she's not saying herself, but the character in the song she playing is basically saying she's a hoe. She's a hoe. I'll throw you out, bring another cat in tomorrow. And brother, that is part of that. Like what we don't understand is because Esau allows it, and we have such a slave mind, then we don't feel we can actually come up against hoeing. And because we don't feel we can come up against it, they get to be women that is in that mindset, get to destroy everything that makes us a structure. And of course, Esau don't never want you to have power. Like as a black man or a Latino man or Native Indian man, there is a certain monicum of power you're supposed to have that's God-given as a man. Power over your wife, power over your family, power over your substance, a voice in the courts of you and your brothers. You understand? A purpose in building you and your identity. They call us racist and all that when every race on this earth is looking out for themselves. That's what the hell they got the UN for. You understand? These are God-given rights that you're supposed to have that's recorded in the scriptures, and now you got to compromise all those, and it is why the other nations don't respect us, man. And we got to come back to that, man. Them old paths are the bomb. They're the best thing that could ever happen to us is to have these records and have that book called the Bible. You understand? I see it every day in all y'all generals, man, and the captains and officers, troopers, and them sisters too, man.
That's right, sir.
You understand? I see it every day. You understand? If y'all catch, I'm gonna tell y'all about a photo on Facebook. I don't know who this sister is, but she's in the UK camp. Okay. And she was serving food. They snapped a picture of a bunch of sisters serving food recently in the UK. And this sister had on an all-black outfit with a black head wrap on. And brother, her outfit was smoking. You understand? No disrespect to her husband or whoever she is. I don't even know who she is. But the character that she portrayed as a sister in that bad black outfit was smoking. It was worthy to be acknowledged. You know what I mean?
Damn right.
Damn right. So that was it. Salaki.
So if I could, sir, real quick, them B2K members, and since we're talking about the whole thing about being molested, a lot of them cats in that group were molested.
Damn, them too?
Right. Yeah. They're the ones that they talking about how they manager, whoever the manager was molesting them.
I remember.
A man or a woman?
A man.
A man.
Oh man. They was molested too.
Come.
Like you see that? Like once again, and
there's a bunch of them little kids, little groups at that time.
It was them
passed around.
It was definitely them.
I know it was definitely them. But wasn't the ABC also? Wasn't they part of that whole clique back then?
That Usher ain't never seemed right to me. That Usher.
Usher
seemed like somebody. He ain't never seemed all the way right to me. I don't know. All them confessions. I think he had a little more to confess. Tell me you know you died. Break it down. I don't know.
If I may, sir, Usher does have allegations against him too with giving sisters herpes. But what General Hazard Young was saying was so heavy. It was a couple young brothers a couple years ago that was accusing members of B2K of molesting and raping them.
Damn.
Nasty.
Wow.
I think, sir, that's the thing about that mother, the mother of Criss Cross. When her little 14-year-old boy got a record deal, she probably thought it was the greatest day of her life, that it was going to change her life. Her son was going to be rich. Her son died at 36 years old.
Imagine that. Imagine that. I know that wasn't worth any money he made.
Please. No. If he made a damn penny.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably
If
made
he made a
nothing.
penny. And what's so evil about it is a ton of them producers put pressure on them parents like, look, you're going to have to turn them over. Some of them, I heard some of them had to sign parental rights over to some of these producers. Because the producers had to be like, look, I got to be responsible for him. I got to be the one. You can't, I got to travel. He got to travel. He got to this, that. Like they run a bunch of game on him and then go out there and molest them and do all kind of evil things to him, all in the name of making this money. And of course, Esau love it, so he'll go promote it. Esau loves a moralist human being. He loves it. To him, it's freedom and open to expression and really exploring your humanity. When the Most High said not to do them things, man, because those things are nigh on the witchcraft. Go ahead, General Salaki.
There's so much pressure put on them parents, like if they don't let this go, because some of them in the beginning, like, well, I don't know about this. This is my child. And it's like you ruining your son's life. You come from your child, you ruining my life, dad or mom. Or what's
right?
You want me to be famous? Are you jealous of me? Now it's a whole mess in the family. And you know, they feel pressured to go ahead. Well, I gotta trust them. I gotta let them go. I heard plenty of them parents had talked to R. Kelly face to face, and he assured them, "I'm going to protect your child. I'm going to make sure that this did right to their face." You understand? Still stuck him in some room with a shit can and peed on him, and you know he did all the things he did.
Wow. And Azania just came out and said that Aaliyah's parents signed her over to R. Kelly.
I
think that's common.
Yeah.
Wow, it's common.
I think legally they can't travel with him unless they're their legal guardian.
Yeah.
So they're gonna go on tour with him. That little Wayne signed his parental guardianship over to that man he was kissing straight in the mouth.
Baby.
Wow.
Baby man. Birdman kissing him right in the mouth. And that and calling him daddy and everything. Kissing him in the mouth. My father wouldn't let me hug him, let alone kiss him.
God.
You know what that's talking about?
God.
Hey, how you doing, son? All right. Let's kiss in the mouth. Please, go ahead. Camera.
There's a documentary out called Gays in the Hip Hop Industry.
Mhm.
And on that documentary, Lil Wayne is saying he gave Baby or Birdman fellatio.
Oh no!
Carnival concert.
That's nasty. There.
General, I'm gonna say this to you. I can say this. Slack, Mariah, you want to say something? Not.
I can wait
Okay. All right, no, so I gotta say this, General. And I think about all these things once again, right? And I had an incident one time growing up. I was coming home from North Carolina, the East Side military. I was coming home, and my little brother was, a couple years younger than me, and he was like 15. Was he 15? And I think Will was 15, 16. He was either 15 to 16, and he had this bad 22-year-old that was like, she was bad. And I'm coming home to get with her sister. I'm flying up 95 in my car, right? I get to the crib, my brother, he looked at me like, nah. I said, what happened? He said, Dad found out. I said, how'd Dad find out? I said, oh, Lord. So I asked Dad, why you, stop? You know what I mean? I'm in the world, I ain't know no better. So I'm like, he said, man, ain't no woman out here gonna be trying to pimp my motherfucking son. It's not going to happen. Right. And then I got told that my father found her phone number and called the mother, asked for the father. Father wasn't there. Talked to the mother. Said, listen, I'm going to say this to you one time, and I ain't going to repeat myself. Do not have your daughter call my effing son, no effing more, XYZ, or it's going to be a problem. I'm kicking down your door. And that's the end of the story. And there were no more issues. It was a done deal. And I didn't think about it at that time, but as you go on in life, I see why my father did what he did. Like he stopped the abuse and molestation of my little brother from somebody who was older than him. And when I say he put it to the rest, he put it to the rest. And I asked him about it, he told me. I said, all right, Dad, I walked away. I turned my head and walked away. Because in his eyes, I can see he meant business. And he was not playing.
And he was protecting you.
Yeah, cut him or cut. I was like, wow, like, damn. You know what I mean?
Marah.
He was protecting you out. Go ahead, Up. Like, that's what a father's supposed to be doing. Go ahead, Marah. Salam.
And if I could, sir, I'm sorry, one more thing, Marah, if I could.
Go ahead,
and
sir.
That's why it's so important for these young brothers, man, to get the strength inside of them again, man, through the spirit of truth that you held on this truth in the I.S.U.P.K. to get back in their households, man, with their families, man. Like, these young kids out here need that kind of strength to be able to fight these evil off out here, because if not, they are going to be B2K all over the earth. You know what I mean? All over the earth. Yeah. And nobody gonna be judged for it. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna be brought up. They ain't gonna be talked about. They'll let it go like it's normal, like it's just okay, when it's really not, man. Yeah. You're destroying young kids' lives.
Yeah. Like before UPK, you grow up not even knowing how to love a woman.
Yeah.
Not even knowing how to have a relationship, not even knowing how to have a relationship with your friends, your brothers. You know what I mean? You come in here from a world of, man, you scared of PUSSY. You know what I'm saying? That's how I grew up.
That's it.
You scared. You say no, you scared of PUSSY, and you ain't no man if you scared of that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't say no to nobody. You understand?
Right. That's heavy out.
But like how I just brought out, because of you, General, holding on and keeping this sword swinging. You understand? We come in here and learn how to say no. I didn't know. Back in the day, I didn't know how to say no. You know
either. Shit, you.
So coming in here, you flip and change and construct your whole life according to what's right now. And then you can see it. You can see all that bull BS from back in the day. And and now you love a woman. Now,
right.
I'm glad you said that, because I thought y'all generals still ain't know how to say no. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
The glory, sir.
I'm just joking.
This is under control. Imagine before the control. Nobody's perfect now. That's what they say, right?
I'm just joking. God, like you're right. Like where else? Like we have to decide what we are as a people.
Damn,
you can't let another man decide. Like he'll make our daughters whores and destroy our young men, and he'll just dog us out for every penny he can get. And whatever's left over is left over, and let the ghetto figure it out. Well, the ghetto got to put the morality on it and line it all the way up. And
Yes,
once
sir.
we line it all the way up, then guess what? We'll only produce what we want to produce. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Yes, sir.
We will reap those things that we should reap. You know what I'm saying? And those things that we should not reap, we will not sow them among us, man. And we will become great at it. Salaki, go ahead, yo.
All right, so Rob, you had something?
One last thing, sir, if I could. I don't even want to drag this on, but if I could, sir, yeah, you know, confession is good for the soul, man. If I may, everything y'all said just proves, once again, I know I always say this sometimes, but proves that y'all are wise men and prophets according to the Lord, man. Like y'all say things that even though y'all life may have been a different path and coming into the truth, when brothers walk that same light, when y'all speak on it, it's like, damn, man, it's like you was right there with us, man. Like I remember I believe I said this to you, sir, a couple Passovers back. I know I said this Captain Todd Ward too, but like being in that whole music industry circle and all that stuff that goes on with them little boy bands and being in a boy band, it's like the same thing. It's like just like General Mayak said, if you say no, it's like you ain't a man. Like don't no man
gay.
say
You
no.
damn near gay if you say no.
right. It's like, man, it's like, especially when you on that path of trying to get somewhere, according to Esau and that whole thing, it's like you told to promote, to give it to your brother. Matter of fact, brothers say it today in the music industry and them rap songs. Like, matter of fact, it's an old school saying, like, if the brothers ain't no fun, if the brothers can't have none.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's like
you right.
They tell you that from a young age. You know what I mean? Like they tell you all those things, and especially like okay, the pressure. Okay, black women, just like y'all said, black women is taught to say no, and they give it up, even in the music industry. Like Eve got a video out with her with that cat. What's the one? The one that was on Love and Hip Hop, the producer cat, with him. But especially women, they taught to say no. But then when it comes to like being famous, you supposed to say yes. Everybody knows that. Right. But with men, it's like you supposed to say yes all the time, no matter what goes on. If you don't say yes, everybody's looking at you. I remember being in them circles, like, damn, like this is crazy. Like, it's girls that brother Salaki, General Muhammad, you said this a long time ago. That MOB comes from men that get their heart broke. There's brothers that come up in that music industry, be loving women, and they gotta share that woman. Because if they don't say no, then you ain't a man. And you got to share that woman, and then everybody get her, and then you think, all right, well, at least she's still gonna come back to me, and then everybody, and then it be brothers, women who on the other side is like, I don't care nothing about this girl, and she calling you, and you know there's somebody else girl, because they want to be in that circle, and they just going for whoever they can get. So it's like that's if you say no, you're not a man. But then if you say yes and you end up with somebody else, girl, if you don't take her, you still not a man. Like you still like they got this saying in the world, like she for the team. I think for the streets. I think nowadays they say she for the streets. For the streets. It's like nowadays you for the streets, but back then you was like you got to take one for the team, and then you let everybody else get her because she want to be famous and you want to be famous. It's like it's a whole ton of stuff when women are taught to say no, except for the music industry. They supposed to say yes. Just like photography, they want to be a model. They taught to say yes. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff going on, sir. And then that's like with kids too. Like if you don't do what's expected of you, then you somebody that's weak and they are.
There you go.
Even though, just like y'all said, which is another proof, like when you sign your rights over as a parent to say, I'm her guardian, but I'm gonna let most of the time it's to the manager from being in those inside circles. Like you give those rights to the manager, and a manager, either your road manager, because you got like 3 types of managers, but it's like either your road manager or your physical manager who's there with you, which is normally your road manager, but then you got like a paperwork manager. You got like another type of manager who deal with all the mainstream people. It's like 3 managers. If you don't sign that over to one of them, then you know than you stopping this kid from getting a dream and getting a millions. And then they promote it to the parent like, well, this is your millions. It's your kids' millions. You know, you don't sign this over to one of these managers. You stopping a dream. You know, the blessings in Christianity. You killing a blessing.
Blocking a blessing.
And you as a
get
parent,
him a blessing too.
You're a blessing too, because the millions gonna come to you. And then I mean, it's so much. And then when you out there on the road, it's just you and whoever the hell they sign you over to. And they saying the same thing because they lust.
Of course.
They gonna say the same thing that, well, if she giving it up, why can't I get some?
There you
And
go.
you stuck trying to say, well, you gotta say yes to your manager, want her, your brothers who you in a boy band with, want her. Or if it's your brother's woman, you want her, and your manager want her. And, I mean, it's so much.
Damn.
That's disgusting. So where to stop your trauma, you convince yourself, well, I don't really love her anyway. There you go.
That's the perfect answer, sir. It's like, I don't even love the girl anyway. I don't even know her name. It's every week on the road. I don't even know her name. What is your name? And then, and then everybody, and after a while, it's like, it's normal to them to where as though to the point where you can say we are friends again. Because that girl was somebody off the road who I got pregnant. Or this girl was somebody from a show who I got pregnant. And she ain't really nobody anyway. And me and you are kinfolk because we in this bond together. We in this signed contract. Both our parents ain't here. It's me and you. It's like, I mean, there's so much that go into it, sir. It's a lot.
That is deep, Mariah. That is deep.
In other words, school.
And
Singing, dancing, rapping. Take your dumb ass to school. Be a lawyer,
man.
Why do you gotta
mechanic
be
or
loved?
something.
The world gotta love you all the time.
I don't know.
It's damn near like it sounds, Mariah, like it's a training ground for how to have no feelings and compassion on the women that's around you and the brothers that's around you.
There you go.
Yes,
if
sir.
I may, sir, they train you how to seduce women and on performances, all that stuff.
Damn.
Like, you got vocal coaches which teach you vocals.
Right.
I always forget what this is called, but they have specific performance coaches which teach you performance, how to dance, how to lip sing. Of course, you're definitely not singing, doing all that dancing. And it's like, they teach you everything, how to seduce women, how to they got somebody to dress you up to where as though you don't even know who the hell, like you don't even know what you're wearing the next day. And you gotta get that stuff, you gotta pay all that back to the label. That's a whole nother story. Right. But they dress you up, they show you what to do, they tell you, they got coaches that tell you what to say in an interview. Like I remember Drake said, I say what I said, I did what I had to do. I'm like, damn, I remember all of that. I remember every single one of those meetings. Like, you gotta say this, you gotta do that. You gotta say this, you gotta do that. Because if you don't say it, you'll end up saying, oh yeah, we let all type of girls on this tour bus. We do everything we want to do no matter what. But it's like if I may, it's tons of evil on Esau side.
It's a training ground for some evil, brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's definitely training ground for some evil. God. You die. What you got? What y'all got next? You got one more for us?
Con, sir. Florida governor to Haitian migrants, you're not welcome here.
Meanwhile, the Afghans is run. I heard they ran right off the base after they got here. Like he said the Haitians ain't welcome.
As soon as they got water.
And I think we brought out the story of the guy who molested them 2 kids at the base. He didn't even get all the way in the country. Yeah. He was at the detention center and molested 2 children at the detention center.
Yeah.
Speaking of child molestation, there's a lot of Afghanis over here now.
Yeah.
Right.
You better be goddamn careful.
Right.
They got no laws in the mountains about nothing.
That's true. Go on and read it out. You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute.
As Haitian families began landing on the lily white sands of Texas, all of them seeking a better life away from a country ravaged by earthquakes and political strife, some dozens hope to resettle across America. But unfortunately for the U.S., Florida has not defected. That means Florida, the Karen of states, has issued a mandate to migrants. We don't want you.
Like, which once again show you how wicked they are. They'll bring the Afghans in. You can bring me back, Marah. They'll bring the Afghans in, but meanwhile, the Haitians hit Florida and they turn up the racism and the hatred for them. And here's the lesson. I'm gonna hold you up on the story for a second. You can bring it to me, Marah. Like, here's the lesson to learn in that type of situation. The lesson to learn in that situation is that once again, Black men, Latino men, and Native Indian men, we have to turn around and decide who it is that we are, and we have to decide to help us as a people. Like what the brothers did down there in Texas with the mission to Acuna is what has to be done with us all over these empires. We have to now come up, wake up, and begin to repair our brothers and our sisters. And everything that we do is done by the power of our leadership, which is the King, Yahweh Shai, under Yahweh, the Most High, and Christ and the angel. As long as we walk into that walk, we're going to do amazingly well for ourselves. And the day will come like it did in ancient Egypt. A day came where Moses no longer needed the Egyptian empire, where Moses was able to help and sustain the 12 tribes of Israel. And at that point, the Most High destroyed the Egyptian empire. And that day will come too if we look to help ourselves and our people and do the will of the Most High, because it's obvious by their actions that they will help the Afghans who will come over here and molest and rape and walk off. But meanwhile, you will not get the president to call them rapists, even though they came over here raping. But the Haitians who is fleeing utter poverty, utter destruction, all kinds of manipulation and rulership by heathens, them who try to come over here, they'll be told immediately, you're not welcome. And what's sad about it is this: they'll be told it not because that governor gives a damn about how many Haitians are in Florida. You'll be told it because what that governor does give a damn about is appeasing the heathens who hate you. He cares about appeasing the racists that hate you. So guess what? We'll help the Haitians, and the Lord will empower us to help them more and more every day. With that, I'm going to tell you all, like I say every week on this show, I invite you to pay your tithes. ISUPK.com is the website. Support this truth. Support the work of the Most High. And every Monday, Lord allow, we'll be back with the heavy hitters to bring y'all more knowledge and truth of the Most High. I'll see y'all next time, y'all, live on the UPK. Shalom.
What I can. What's up, Rob?
Roll me out, Marab. Roll me out.
nous. Si nous faisons tout ça, nous prenons l'autre fait aujourd'hui, c'est là va faire nous tourner nation qui est plus grande, parce que toute l'autre nation qui est sur la terre. Je dis à nous-mêmes Haïtiens, nous-mêmes Israël, nous-mêmes petites Lévi, même avec le prophète Moïse, qui était descendant de Lévi, à partir du prophète Moïse, Seigneur, nous, si nous comptons l'autre lieu, si nous vivons selon le règlement lieu, qui t'a privé au d'ailleurs, là va faire nous tourner nation qui est plus grande, parce que toute l'autre nation qui est sur la terre. C'est-à-dire que c'est nous-mêmes qui avons grande puissance sur la terre. Je vais dire en nous que c'est les États-Unis, c'est un blanc dans ça qui va même les pays, un blanc dans ça qui va même continuer pour le vivre, pour boule, un blanc dans ça qui va même continuer pour le danser. Donc, ouais, je vais dire que c'est même une grande puissance. Mais c'est nous-mêmes qui sommes dans une position ça. C'est nous-mêmes Haïtiens qui sommes dans une position pour nous gouverner le monde. Pour qui ça? Parce que grand-papa nous Abraham, c'était un jeune garçon qui a marché dans la droiture. Et bien, Seigneur, c'est choisi et nous-mêmes Haïtiens, nous sommes descendants Abraham, Isaac, avec Jacob. Avec ça, il va jamais enseigner dans l'école. Nous avons essayé de connaître que nous sommes appliqués. Nous avons appliqué des Israélites. Et Seigneur, c'est nous-mêmes qui avons gagné nous. Nous avons saisi, ouais, ça qui vivait nous. Vous parlez que si ouais, ça a privé nous, et que ça a passé là, je vais vous dire. Mais vous-même, vous saisissez pour ça, parce que vraiment, on va subir. On va penser que c'est côté on a des photos. On va connaître ça. Et bien, vous là, Joe Biden, qui a pile monde, a pile Haïti des gros découlés. Pensez qu'il y a des filles qu'on va faire dans la tour. Je dis, on va faire. Depuis ton blanc manager, c'est Javier. Blanc manager, Javier. Quelle que soit l'idée de Joe Biden, quelle que soit l'idée de Donald Trump, quelle que soit l'idée de Bill Clinton, quel que soit mon meilleur, depuis ton blanc, ton Jav. Blanc manager, Javier. Blanc manager, Jav. Est-ce que nous avons ça? Quelle est l'idée à faire nous passer? Quelle est l'idée à faire nous souffrir? Et yo wè nou gen si moun avè nou. Malgré ça, y a pas d'idée. Yo va quitter le pays. Yo va quitter le côté bouche nou. Nous sommes bon statique yo yé. Liberté 47 pour moi, Baba Kesha. Cameroun Cancer. Deutéronome chapitre 28, verset 49. C'est là pour amener une nation sortie bien loin dans le dernier bout de la terre. Une nation qui ne pas parler, une langue, nous pas comprendre. Ok, voilà, qui parle de nos pays là. Qui veut faire nos pays tomber à l'esclavage. Nous-mêmes haïtiens, qui regarde pour parler avant l'esclavage. Et pour connaître qui regarde pour parler dans l'esclavage. Tout à fait nous fait dire d'identité nous. Tout à fait nous fait dire regarde nous. Et de venir qui là dans la vie. Qu'est-ce qu'il a dans la vie? Dans Haïtien, c'est le langage original qui est hébreu. Il lève dans la ville. Et pasteur va bien pour ça. Mais encore, dans le chapitre 28,
I'm strong. They can get me strong sometimes. I'm strong. atheists or religious pulled in. Don't be up in their face, but just get them on.